I'm at the church, dressed in, dress, going to church. This white man's like, well, can you do phones? I was thinking, man, he better offer me something low. He's like, well, we got a sales company and you can do about 70K a year. Is that a good for you?
Yeah.
Like he felt like he was insulting me. He was like, it's just 70K. I know you just moved here. Like he felt bad offering me 70K a year job. I was like, what? And so, but that conversation came out of just a white dude walking by, like, okay, hey, you new here?
Carrying yourself a
Yeah,
certain
you
way,
you
looking
doing
a certain
this?
way. Yep.
Can you do this? Can you answer the phone? Come over to our office and get an interview. And a lot of people are coming out their house now. I'm just gonna say bonnets and the slides. Like
Yep.
when I see young men in slides be cracking me, I'm like, baby, I could chase you and push you down right now,
Yep.
and you couldn't catch me because I'll push you down and run, right? Right, and it's just especially Austin. Like I'm gonna be very honest, Austin is even more casual than most cities. Like we got people going to Apple and working in pajamas.
Really?
Yeah, and so if you dress up, so we had this thing at our singles group. We call it this is years ago, but we call it Scotch and suits night. So the guys will wear black suits, girls will wear a black dress.
Okay.
We go out. People in the bars on 6th Street were like, do y'all work for Congress? Are y'all Congress interns?
Just because y'all were dressed
In suits?
nice?
Yeah. Because the Congress is right down the street.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. Oh, Congress? You like, nah, man, we just got off work. Are y'all accountants?
That's crazy.
What y'all doing? And so people have gotten so used to casual that if you just put a little bit of effort in your clothes,
Yep.
just a little bit, you'll have a different outcome, especially Dallas. And I'm gonna just tell you, I'm in Austin. We all chilling out, workout clothes outside. Dallas, I've walked in parts of Dallas where I had my blue jeans on. They look at me like, what the hell you doing over here? Because it's a different level, right? Houston, more chill out. They even more chill out. They're more blue collar city. But I'd be telling people, it's a simple button up and pants. You'll come into place. They'd be like, oh, who that young man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's just like, I first came to Austin, I was like going on meetup.com. I'm going to happy hour.
Where did you move? Where did you move to Austin from?
North Carolina. So I was engaged to be married.
Okay.
We called it 3 weeks before. Had to sell my dress, sell all my stuff, pack my bags. And I said, man, if I move to Raleigh or Charlotte, because it was right before they blew up, I was like, it'll be too close, and maybe he'll convince me to come back, or my family convinced me. So I said, I flipped a coin, a quarter in the house. I said, heads or tails, I'm gonna go to Nashville, Tennessee, or Austin, Texas.
Both of those places are awesome.
And blew up right when as soon as I got to Austin, the next year, Nashville blowing up, Charlotte blowing up, Raleigh blowing up.
Yep.
But I still think Austin, hands down, was the best for me, because it created enough buffer for me to be a completely different individual. Right. Okay. So where I'm from in North Carolina, family is in the community college. They up in the ranks. They're cops.
Yeah.
They farmers.
Yep.
I would have always took something cushy and safe there. Right. I would have never worked apartment management like that. I would have never started a painting company. I would have never worked pizza delivery. Even when I told my family, they're like, are you okay? Are you in poverty? What's going on? Yeah. Like they freaking out. I would have never did any of those jobs. But that space and that distance allowed me to grow as an adult. Let me see new things. Every time I've moved as a military kid, I've seen new jobs, new opportunities. Like even if you go to Barnes & Nobles right now, depending on what town you're in, and look at the job career section books. Yeah. It's not a lot. You go to a different city, it'll be a bunch of different books. Why is that? Why is that city feeding you just that?
Yeah, that's true.
So,
and the interesting thing about that though, E, is that, well, let me ask you this question. Do you think that people lack the exposure, in order to get to some of the spaces that they're supposed to be in? Because on one hand, right, we hold people accountable for not caring enough when they actually go to these conferences to actually go and network, or they not actually looking presentable to actually show themselves to be worthy of having that conversation with certain people that may be there, right? They'll show up with their pants half off their butt.
They were like that.
Even
right? The first year I went to Investfest in Atlanta, they was like, they rolled out of bed, some of them wrinkled shirts, slides.
Really?
And then it was brothers in suits, and the brothers in suits looking at them like, what y'all doing? Like,
I don't understand why they would show up like that. Why would you?
This year was better.
Yeah, I heard that it was pretty awesome.
More people were dressed up. Like everybody, it was like a general, like everybody dressed up.
Because I heard, from people that I know, that it was a really great event, great opportunity. Yes. Vendors was absolutely booming. All of that, right? But then it's like I would see, and I was weirded out because I would see this person over here. It's almost like they would go there just to try to find something wrong, right? Why do you think that people had anything negative to say when the opportunity was literally right there based off of their, their ability to be able to network or connect with the people they're supposed to be with, right? Why do you think that people criticize the Investfest?
Do you really want the rough answer? Because I know your audience is sweet.
No,
So
I want the real.
As Black people, we feel underserved. Even when somebody serves us, we still pissed about the service. But we underserved. There should be more, different, this, that. You created.
Yeah.
Right? Like
I don't know what more they want though.
They listen. So when it comes to business conferences, prime example, CNBC, the white dude there, I forgot his name, he's older. He was like, well, why can't we attract those people? And it was such a tone deaf moment. It was like, look at you. What 20-something-year-old Black person is coming to ask you questions? There's not none.
Yeah.
And you're not even putting yourself in a position to be asked, right? Investfest is and this is no knock, no harm. I've invested with them. I've put money with them. I've sponsored their events. This is a entry-level event. You come in, you have the desire to want to do business, to start a business. You want to know more. And the truth is, a lot of people are here, and they need to be brought up information-wise.
Right.
Then we have a segment of our Black business section like this big. Right?
They're already there, though.
They're already there. They're making money. Okay, why would I come to this? And that was their first thing on their mind. Why would I come to this? And I said, this is where the space for you to be growing in your niche is there. Now, Investfest could do a higher level thing where they just do it where it's just business owners that make a certain amount of money, make the price point real high so it deters, filters out people.
Yeah.
And you can have a different level conversation. But that's just the truth. I mean, like most surveys say, the poorer your audience, the more they'll complain.
Yeah. You know, it's so interesting. I did a tour of Patrick Bet-David's offices, Valuetainment, right? So they invited me down there.
Sometimes I like him. Sometimes I don't.
Yeah, you're right.
I got invited to be a person down there, but
yeah, they invited me.
I couldn't be.
I turned it down.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, we like what you do. You should come. And I was like, oh, thanks. Then
I went there in order to try to learn as much. Well, I got invited there to tour and everything like that, and connected, whatever, so on and so forth. But more importantly, I do the same thing that I always do. I'm observant, right? So I'm paying attention. The first thing that I did was after we got done touring the little vaults, they want to show you the little, the bells and whistles. This is where you record or whatever. I went to the sales floor, right? Because I wanted to talk to the salespeople. And so when I talk to the salespeople, I feel like I can sell anything, first of all. And so what that gave me is insight into how it is that they conduct business, how it is that they close certain deals, the relationships that they have, how they put on their conferences. And I was able to learn all of that type of stuff, right? Even to the point to where I understood exactly how much he charged. I know how it is that they're doing their conferences, right? Who's there, why they do it, once you get to a certain level, if you paying $15,000, you actually having dinner at his house, all of this other type of stuff, right? And so when I see that, and then I compare it to not necessarily what Investfest put on, but the expectations from the people that's not even spending the type of money that they're spending, that they spending over there on Valuetainment, right?
$300. Chill out.
Yeah, but listen, I was willing to spend $15,000.
Yeah.
I'll spend $40,000 just to be able to sit with somebody for an hour or two, depending on what level they at, because I'll spend the money, right? Because I don't mind investing in myself, and I know that I'm gonna get $1 million worth of game out of that type of thing, right? In real life.
At certain levels, it's the room.
It is, and you connecting with certain people,
it's
which allows for you to also be able to be in certain circles that you wouldn't otherwise had access to, right?